Hi, everybody. Right before the countdown ended, Sully went, hold your breath. And it sucked in a bunch of air. I don't know what she's waiting for or what's going to happen.
I was going to do so good, and then you made me laugh.
You were just going to sit in silence for a show about us talking?
She wasn't going to breathe for the whole stream.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to Talkback, where normally Abomination Vault is here, but some people had to go out of town. I don't remember who had to go out of town. Someone had to go out of town, so they couldn't make it today. So instead, we're here to talk and hang out for a little while.
It's our fireside chat session.
It's our fireside chat. Riley couldn't make it because she's still dying.
Riley's right there.
Oh, Riley's in chat. She couldn't make it here physically because she's still dying.
She's in the computer. I see her right there.
Sometimes
Hello,
I can still hear her voice.
Sometimes she says she had to keep from doing the monkey. Well, hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, guys.
It's been a while.
It's been, what,
This is
4 days?
It hasn't.
It's been one day for some.
Oh, yeah, for you guys, it's been...
I saw you yesterday on the other side of me. I broke it.
Well, now that Secrets has started, how are we feeling about it? How's it feel to be back? We talked about this a bit on our post show, but we also talked about Epcot for a long time.
We did talk a lot about everything.
So, how does it feel to be back in Starfinder as compared to our normal Pathfinder?
Pretty hyped. I'm excited. Feels good.
I like the versatility that you can have. There's versatility in the settings, I guess, for Starfinder. Pathfinder has a lot of versatility in combat and things you can do. But I'm excited to be back.
Definitely.
I'm super excited. We had a really good thing. Yeah, it was a really good group, and it was just a super fun time. It's been too long.
It has.
A long time coming.
Before I forget, also, we don't have hero points or anything like that, so if you want to ask us a question, ask it in the chat, or if you want us to answer it immediately, there's a tier where you can just pay $5 and we'll stop everything we're doing and answer the question, no matter if we're in the middle of the sentence or not.
Jump all over each other
Yeah.
and all say it at the exact same time.
We will scramble and scream. So, yeah, first episode was a lot happened in the first episode, and it's only the first episode.
Yeah.
We got monkeys.
We got the monkeys.
Finally got the monkeys. Well, okay, we'll explain the monkeys here.
I thought that was a post-show exclusive.
It was, and now
We're
we'll
letting
explain
it out of the vault.
This is the post show, so
We have a Disney vault. We have a UGT
When
vault.
we were talking about what we all wanted to do for our little personal scenes, Corey was like, design a place, and then you can put like one NPC in there. I think it was Riley initially pitched that she wanted a casino.
Yeah.
Or a casino was, I think it was Riley. And then there was a bartender there who's kind of like this like shady grizzled guy. And I was like, and he should be a monkey. And Corey didn't think that was funny, and I thought it was hilarious.
It's not that I didn't think it was funny.
It is funny though. It's a little grizzled monkey. He's got his top buttons undone a
Shaking
little
a drink
bit. It's a
here,
little
dealing with another
unshaven.
hand.
Yeah, he's always like washing down the bar or cleaning a glass. That's
It's not that I didn't
he
think
knows
it was...
all your deepest secrets. He was there with you in your divorce. He's
It's a lot of lore being dropped. This sudden
so
PC
he wouldn't
that's
let us
here.
make it a monkey, and so we continued to pitch.
Yeah, it's like, so
That-
my NPC is also going to have a monkey.
It should be a monkey. Corey wouldn't let any of us have a monkey.
I gave you a bear.
Kinda suspicious.
You've got a bear.
It's close.
You've got a bear who is a mechanic
Scratches the itch a little.
a bear is just a monkey without thumbs.
without a thumbs and great at hugging.
That's the only thing that differentiates
Yeah.
the two from each other.
But I did give them monkeys that they had to kill. So,
You're sick.
Kill your darlings.
I knew there was, because we met up again to do combat, and the monkey debate came up once again. And I was like, all right, they're killing the monkeys. It's like they're gonna kill the monkeys. Like, I have to make them kill monkeys now.
We said it too much and he got spiteful.
Corey waking up in a cold sweat. They want monkeys. I want to kill monkeys.
It's me standing in front of a fireplace. And I'm just smoking a cigar. And I'm like, you know what? And I flick it in there. It explodes. Yeah, so sci-fi stuff. I don't know if I've asked this before, and it's entirely possible that I have. what do you, for you guys in sci-fi things, what do you like in sci-fi stories and shows, games, movies, music, any stuff like that? What's some standout sci-fi for you?
I don't know, like nice, interesting ideas. They always kind of really take what could happen and stretch it. No, the latest thing they've been reading is the 3-body problem. If anyone's read that, they're gonna be on Netflix. There's a trailer recently.
Yeah,
They're making a Netflix show, but it's great. I don't know. It's just I like the wild ideas that come from sci-fi. And
The like philosophical kind of
yeah,
concepts and stuff.
yeah. And I think your setting is great too. It's like we've gone like really like no magic, full science,
Yes.
but we'll see. But
That's the part I'm excited about for this this season is we'll be diving into more of the no magic concept of it, and seeing the like implications and ramifications of there not being any more magic in this world universe. So I can't say any more. Like, boy, do I want to say a lot.
I'm having a trouble kind of really distilling how I feel about sci-fi. I think one of the things I like seeing sometimes would be like plots that are just we exist in this sci-fi universe and less about the sci-fi universe. So just kind of like you're a person in the world rather than, you know, something like Star Wars where it's like this is the whole world and how it's working.
Yes. Those are the stories I'm drawn more to, with a weird example, not sci-fi, but in JoJo. If part 3 is like like an odyssey across the world trying to save the world, and then part 4 immediately, which is my favorite, is Small Town Murder, where it goes from us exploring the world, seeing how everybody interacts with their stands and stuff, and then we just go right to this very small town, and we see how stands messed up that. Not necessarily exploring everything else there, like the ramifications, like you said, of the universe and everything. So smaller scale stories. I love that stuff. Blade Runner would be a good example of that too, where they just kind of exist in that world, and we just have to learn about the world through their talking about it and stuff. Bar Save the Whales, we don't have a Ruby-esque anime music intro, but
I mean, it's kind of
It's kind of.
it's kind of cyberpunk, you know, anime intro.
a little bit.
A little bit. The first one, I think, more.
The first one definitely. I can say with the intro, the inspiration for the second intro was in the game No More Heroes 3. At the intro, every time you do you have to go to like the next chapter of the game, it does an intro that is almost that exact same intro, which I think is a reference to an old Ultraman show from the 70s. So like I was referencing a thing. So that's the inspiration for this season, this season's intro at least.
Hello, Kobe.
A circle.
Hi, Colby.
Hi, Colby.
Sully, what's your favorite sci-fi?
I don't watch a ton of sci-fi, I realize, but I guess does Doctor Who?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was super into Doctor Who for a long time. Because I just it was just really super creative. I like sci-fi pieces. With any piece, I always like something that's really like goofy and fun, but then we'll proceed to like rip your heart out with with no warning.
The 10th Doctor
I like the balance
generation.
of like we're just having a goofy little time, silly little thing, and then crying.
and then weeping. 10th Doctor generation is great. 10th into 11 is a great.
Oh my
great scene.
gosh, yes.
Where the I don't want to go is heartbreaking.
Yeah, Tennant's an incredible actor. He's my favorite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys watch I know you haven't yet. For the new special that came out.
Riley has.
And
She's told me about it, yeah.
She'll pop off in the chat, but I haven't seen the final one where it introduces the new Doctor yet. But I forgot how good of an actor David Tennant is until I watched those specials again.
He's so good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they've had some talented people work on that show throughout the years.
Yes.
Or the Matt Smith. It's pretty. Is This Planet Protected? Have you ever seen that with the run?
Yeah.
That's such a good scene.
Arcade said this in chat. He's sitting next to me, but I want to shout it out. He said me and Corey are the only ones, but Final Space is a great sci-fi show made by Olin Rogers, who was a YouTuber. I met him one time. He's a super nice guy. But Final Space, if you haven't seen it, is a great comedy drama sci-fi show about a guy who was put in prison like on his own little isolation pod and is now coming like to save the universe kind of thing. It's great. It is a fantastic show, and it's beautifully animated too. Gary?
Hello.
Hi, Gary.
Gary.
Everybody say hi, Gary.
Hi,
I was-
Gary.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome. This is me.
That's your favorite sci-fi show. This is me.
Hi, Colby. I just classic answer, but just Star Wars. Thinking about kind of secrets between the stars and then Star Wars. I was just thinking about it. Especially the very first Star Wars film, where there's this not a whole lot of mysticism or magic necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
There's Darth Vader, who they literally like, oh, you're like weird cult-esque thing, and then he chokes someone out of nowhere with the Force, and they're just like, and then
He can do that.
there's just this little farm boy who's just this annoying teenager who just wants to pick up some power converters at Tashi Station, and then it's like, oh, you're gonna be the chosen one, and you're gonna learn this weird like Jedi magic, and he's like, sure, okay, and then kind of it just reminds me of Secrets and the fact that it's like, oh, there used to be magic, but then there's not magic right now.
Mhm.
But then, who knows if there's still some left. And it's kind of almost like a faith thing, especially in episode 5, the second Star Wars, which, the do or do not, there is no try with Master Yoda,
Mhm.
or Luke trying to lift up the X-Wing and seeing he couldn't do it, seeing Yoda do it, and he's like, I can't believe it. And Yoda hits him with the coldest line ever of, and that's why you fail. And it's just like, oh,
That Muppet said something big.
dude, let him cook. God. So I really like that. I think Star Wars most of the time has a really good balance between the, the good guys versus the bad guys, the political side with like, the rebels versus the Empire, and then there's this like almost greater good versus greater evil of Jedi versus Sith, light side versus dark side. I'm just a really big sucker for good versus evil stories, especially when it's just like pure-hearted good. When in the final episode 6, when Luke fights his father, Darth Vader, spoilers, and
Dude.
he has the
His
chance.
what?
He has the chance. He has the chance to kill him, and the Emperor is over there like, this is exactly what I want. And then Luke, who is faced with ultimate death, literally throws his weapon away, and he's like, nah, you failed. I will die for this because this is what I believe in. I believe that this is a good person deep down. I know who I am ultimately, and I will not become you. And that's kind of beautiful to me. And overall, just sci-fi stories where there could be this big fantastical world, but it's still grounded with the storytelling and the characters. There could be like, this crazy looking alien, but they could have the most heartbreaking story about, dealing with some kind of trauma or something like that. Just kind of really grounded. And kind of what you said, Sully, stories that have stories that kind of touch all the bases, where you could be cracking up laughing in one moment, and then that's when they just hit you with the ultimate gut punch too. Like, because that just kind of makes me think about how that's how life is, And I think that's kind of beautiful.
A good example of that on our own channel is a few episodes ago of Aeons, where you guys were like having a fun, jovial time doing a bit, and then AJ just rolls an attack roll.
Yeah.
And then AJ just rolls an attack roll. It's like, there's a 37 hit. And he's like, what? Like those are such.
You missed the vibe. We were trying to find a fantasy Taco Bell.
I mean, even last episode, we're just like dancing in the jazz bar, and then Astra's crying.
Astra's having like a breakdown.
Yeah.
Gary's acting out a panic attack on stream. We're like,
Taking those drums on a walk.
I just love that it is the most the most copyright-free jazz music too. I love. It just reminds me of using iMovie in middle school.
oh my god.
Riley asked if there's a fantasy combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell, but no, there's a space one. That's
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Well,
Take that,
what if
AJ.
shrimps? What would shrimps
He's
combine
one-upping
with
you.
if they try to
What
branch
would
off?
shrimps
Challenging
combine
you.
with? What would shrimps? Shrimps would combine with. I'm trying to think of a. I'm trying to think of a play off of I hardly know her. I can't think of a. Shrimps would combine with. Well, no, no. They wouldn't combine. Hang on, you're getting me confused. My own lore, Peeler. listen. Shrimps is canonically there are several Shrimps fried rice, all owned by different members of the Shrimps family, and they all hate each other. Okay?
There's two right across from each other.
Why
People
do
in
they
town
hate
debate
each
which
other?
one's the real shrimps.
They constantly go back and forth. There was one Shrimps fried rice that was beloved by all. Then Papa Shrimp died, and his 37 children all wanted the rights to Shrimp's fried rice. So they opened up their own, and they all despise each other. They would never combine, because then that would undercut the promise and the heart of the original Shrimps. This is canon.
Why do the Shrimps hate
This is in the
each other?
dossier.
Why do they hate each other?
Because their family, the dad died, Papa Shrimp died,
Yeah.
and they all wanted to own it equally. They all wanted to be the number one.
What if there's a fantasy crossover? So we got Strange Aeons, and in distant future, there's Bang Bang Shrimp.
Oh my god.
When Papa Shrimps died, that's when magic died too.
That's really funny. Yeah, and the Shrimp's lore, I don't know. I don't think I've actually said it in an episode. That is canon written down in my notes. What happened with Shrimp's lore?
Do you think that AJ knows what shrimps is? Like if we asked the next time that we're doing a goof about trying to get something to eat, and we asked to go to shrimps, do you think he would let us?
Well, here,
Please.
this is the test on if he knows. Because if he says anything about it after this stream, then he'll know. Otherwise, you're good. Keep punching the monitor that's to my right.
Oh my
Did I break
gosh.
the case? The case is gone now. Okay, good. I thought I broke something
Frame
earlier.
completely disappeared.
I broke enough stuff. I don't need to break any more on the stream. We're good. So,
So speaking of sci-fi stories,
yes.
how about this one? How's homebrewing versus, I don't know, an adventure path? Like a lot of the shows here,
Or all adventure, but yeah.
but they're heavily modified and converted, and I'm pretty sure Piscos wasn't in the
No,
books.
that was rules as written actually. Funny enough.
He's in core
I
rule
didn't make
book.
that up. Oh, sorry to say. I'd love to take credit. But
Yeah,
I can't. I have to stay humble.
Because Starfinder, well, Secrets Between the Stars rather, is the most homebrew show.
Yes.
I just love the fact that not only I love the concept of the gap in Starfinder, but then you made a second gap, which is kind of the perfect in-universe way to say we're gonna do what we want.
That stuff still happened, boo. Boo, this is here now. Yeah, it's been fun and freeing and more stressful. Because so the fun part, I love writing, right? So being able to write all this stuff is fun, and being able to properly build out a world that everyone feels like they have some parts in. Because Sully said this a minute ago, but it's like I had asked everyone in their downtime what are things that their characters would like to do, and we all got together and we all just wrote our own stuff, like for each character that that they would like to do. So it's a lot more. There's more fun and enjoyment in that, and I feel like as a player you'd have more interest and stakes in this world if you've helped craft it in that way. But the stressful part of not running Adventure Path is in twofold. if it's not good, it's just my own writing. So it's like that's the double-edged sword of it, right? Because it's the other edge is also, if it's really good, then hey, I did that. That's awesome. But if it's really bad, it's like, oh, I did that.
Man, Paizo really needs to design that encounter we just did. It was awful. And Corey's just like,
that was stinky.
It sucked.
I go cry for 20 minutes. But and then the other side of it is also it's the hardest part is the pacing of it, because there's I have to make sure I'm not revealing too much at some point. And adventure paths will reveal the right amount at the right time as you follow along.
You got those like story beats to hit, like major plot.
Exactly. So, and again, there's also an ease to that, because it's like I can kind of drop those whenever I want, and like I don't know when to. If I feel like there's a lull, then I'm able to like kind of steroid it, boost it back up. But there was because I was trying to do an adventure path for this season for a while, and I found one that I'm just gonna take elements of for this season, but it was hard. There wasn't any that were sticking out. The only one that popped out to me is Mechageddon, which is not even out yet. And that wouldn't even work for this world, because that is just you and mechs fighting Godzilla monsters. And as the Godzilla fan, I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I think we have to do that. But
you just have like a dream one shot.
Yeah, like there's also
it's like
a
in a
one-shot.
VR system.
Right.
There's a one shot I really wanted to do that was just called To Defy the Dragon, which is it's a space dragon comes down to this planet and you are in your own mech suits fighting it off.
Okay.
And it's like
King
that's super
Ghidorah
sick.
style.
Yeah. But it was like a level 14 one shot, so I was like, I can't really do that properly with level 6 characters. So I looked through Adventure Paths. I took pieces of one, and then there was a pretty firm point where I was like, I have to homebrew this season. Like, I'm not going to be able to actually, like, if I want to do what I want to do, I'm not going to be able to properly. I'm not going to be able to run a camp like an adventure path and retheme it. Like, I'll just have to do what I want to do. So it's been unique. It's been fun and stressful. The hardest part is also finding maps, because my boy, is it hard to find maps to use. So yeah, it's fun. But I'm excited. I know I don't want to end it on a negative thing with that. It is very fun, and I will always go towards homebrewing before I go for adventure paths, because it is more unique and more potential for engagement and stuff. And that's the stuff I like.
How do you know where to like end a season? Because a season usually here's like a book, but there's no like, you don't have a book.
I have on my notes, I have a thing that none of you will ever see. It is a section in my notes just called the story overall. And I have everything. I just have very basic bullet points on the things I need to hit the ending that I want. And I know about how many episodes I want us to have. So I know that final episode will hit those final bullet points. I have to fill the gaps in there.
Because last season was like 10 episodes?
6 episodes.
6 episodes?
We had because we were
mini season.
Yeah. So
yeah.
And this one's full
season. We are fully in it.
So like 20-ish?
I'm probably not going to do 20. My goal, I think I texted Gary this. Goal is 12, 14. And I'm not, that's very loose, because I don't know how many. We could end it in 9, like, for all I know. Like, we could hit every single thing. I'd rather we run short and have a very, very good season than overstay our welcome. You know? So
We're going to cruise.
That's the
Speed.
we can take time on this time. Last time we had a very firm 6 episode mark, so
yeah.
we can take our time with it.
Because how many episodes was season 1 of Aeons?
That's like
I have the
14?
VOD channel
14-ish.
actually pulled up, so I can take a look. There's 37 on the YouTube channel right now. There's 37 episodes in Strange Aeons. Chapter 1, I think, was 22.
I was going to say, I thought we broke 20. Yeah.
Let me see. Hang on. There's a. Oh no, it's actually. It was less. It was 18 episodes of season 1.
We're so close.
And then this season so far for you guys has been 11 for season 2.
It feels like it's been
It
way
feels like
longer
a
than
lot.
11. Oh my gosh.
Last episode was 18. playlist might be a little messed up, so I'll fix that after the stream.
Hey, guess what?
So 18, sure enough, he's right.
I'm gonna say, whoa.
Going back
We've
to
made tracks in 11 episodes.
Yeah, really.
Going back to the beginning of the previous question, because I've seen other people discussing this for any kind of tabletop campaign. We want to discuss more about that world building we did, because I feel like that did help a lot with developing our characters while also developing the world, because there were a lot of things that came up in that I don't think I would have thought of independently.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a valuable thing that other people could put into their own games.
Yeah. It was super helpful because there was a lot we did for prep for the season. It was both the thing we talked about where I had everyone come over, and for like 2 or 3 hours we all just hung out, ate some food, and talked about what our characters like to do in their downtime and stuff like that. And then independently, I called each player and asked them like their thoughts and feelings on specific things that I wanted clarification on. So like their feelings on some people, how much do they trust their actual crewmates, kind of stuff in that line where it's like I need some harder questions answered for each player. And that also super helps with writing for each character as well.
And you also had the like 2 places that our characters would like to visit frequently, or even just places we would want to see in the world.
Yep. Yeah. Because do you guys want to talk about the places, all the places you guys said? Because we visited them all except for Riley so far.
That's true.
Or most of them, at least.
I don't remember what my alternate was.
I have one that we haven't visited
I know what
yet.
yours was because I liked it.
We spent a lot of time
Marcus's
talking about
alternate,
it. Yeah.
but not mine.
You want to say what yours is?
Yeah, as long as there's not spoilers for the second one.
No, it's fine. No, I mean, it's up to you.
Because we had the botanical gardens as well as like a diner and kind of it was like an old crashed spaceship.
Yeah.
Not just any diner.
Yeah, just
The
anything.
home.
Not just a home
The home.
of the original Crash Burger.
It was. I have it here. It's Crash Landing, home of the original Crash Burger.
You got the notes.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about mine. I know that Marcus's was the home of the original Crash Burger, though.
The sacred text.
That one stuck with me.
Yeah, Marcus's were both. Everyone's was really good, but Marcus's had good name.
And there's also
a very good name of home of the original Crash Burger.
the mod who runs the place and calls everybody Hun.
God.
Yes. Before the season had started, I was like, all right, first, because I don't think actually everybody did do 2. I think most people did 2. I think you 2 had your kind of one nailed down that you wanted to do.
That makes sense, because I have no idea what the second would be.
But because I had needed to for this is the part of doing it for a show rather than doing it at a home game is we have sound design, we need to get maps, we need to get tokens made. There's stuff we need to do to get it functioning for a show. So I was like, all right, I need you guys to choose one of your locations so that way we can make the sounds and make it sound right, and we're not wasting time and energy when we could be perfecting something else. So that scene I did with Pollyanna, as he so graciously called himself, is either setting I thought was a very good one for that interaction.
Yeah.
In the context of if it was in the diner, it would have been Maud would have served you food, and then the moment she walked away, he was snuck in and then sat at the table directly across from you. And would have had a similar interaction. It would have just been a little more like standoffish because he kind of sits down. And him, I was trying to decide on how I wanted to have him be, because originally I thought I was like, what if he could just be like he sits at the table, has the gun loaded, pointed at you, like Inglourious Bastards in the bar scene style, where he's just pointing the gun at you underneath the table. But then we landed on Botanical Gardens, and I was like, all right, that won't work so well if it's in like a super public
Pulls
area.
a whole gun.
Like imagine it's like
just casually.
it's in Times Square and somebody just pulls a gun on someone. Like people are gonna notice and freak out.
Just American things.
So that's that. Yeah, those were. That was the how you chose which scene or like which location was how I was gonna determine how that scene went essentially. You had two. Did you want to share what your other one was?
Yeah, the other one was like a shipyard, a space shipyard, where just Gizmo and Widget would just hang and just watch things depart and like scavenge for parts. And kind of like the scaffolding you see at like a launch pad, like in Cape Canaveral or whatever, but just scurrying.
Yeah. Which I think if we were doing this filmed or animated of some kind, that would be like it would be a beautiful shot. Like that would be like such a cool visually stunning.
There's just
thing.
no NPC to talk to.
Yeah.
There's
I
nobody
like
there.
I
I
like
like the
Treasure
big bear.
Planet over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can still visit because it's still a good place for Gizmo and Widget to talk. Widget can also talk a little more.
True.
We just haven't talked to him too much.
True.
So,
Maybe we'll see the scene there after
Who
the
knows?
after the box.
I didn't have any alternate. I think that we talked about many different classes I had considered at the rec center
Yeah.
that Chip would do, and that was kind of my alternates. Was like tons of different ones. It was like, well, you could do this, you could do that.
You want to see what your other alternate idea was for?
One of the big ones that I almost did was I thought about him doing community theater. Because the reason I chose the rec center was because I thought it was the perfect way to encapsulate just like his curiosity. Because that's his whole thing, is just being so fascinated with like what a hobby is to us just makes sense, but like us just like doing something to make us happy would be like such a wild idea to a robot. So that's why I wanted him to go to the rec center, and I thought that even kind of building on that further, that sort of like acting out all of these scenes and emotions and things and exploring that kind of fell in line with just his normal interests anyways, and so the theater would be just a little extra step into that. I just thought it kind of made sense. And then I think you originally actually mentioned dancing, which I really liked. Because that kind of owes back to even some original inspirations for him too, and it just suits him.
Because my two ideas were dancing, or I don't remember if I said this on the post show or not, but it was a group therapy.
Yes.
Or leaned against the idea of him learning that
Right.
stuff that we all come naturally. It's like,
Yeah.
where else do you feel raw emotion?
Yeah.
Rather than
It's
a group
honestly
of people.
the same kind of thing as the theater. It was just kind of being like, how do I get
Studying
more
the
of this?
human condition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I thought group therapy would be fun. It would be a very interesting way of doing it, but it would be both. Chip doesn't have a lot of trauma, so he would just kind of sit there and look at people be traumatized, and his head is a camera. So it also feels like they have to do that all on camera.
Yeah.
So that would be uncomfortable. And then I was also like, how am I going to tastefully and respectfully play a bunch of traumatized people? So I was like, maybe we don't do group therapy.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't do that one.
Why is he allowed to sit in?
Yeah.
Look at it.
There was a lot of hoops we had to jump through to get to that point. And I was like, he can dance, though.
Oh, he can dance.
You getting the nat 20 doing the
A
flip.
career high. I'll never.
Gary, did you have another alternate one or no?
No, I was
You're
pretty.
pretty sad.
Yeah, and then because I had my idea, and then when we were all talking about it, you had a really brilliant idea as well, and I think we meshed it together of just kind of having, because I had originally thought of like this kind of music club kind of environment, and then Corey said like a bar where a bunch of like seasoned, hardened lorries hang out, and they just all love Aster, which I thought was adorable and very charming. Just this very bright-eyed young man, and they're all just like hardened killers, but then they're all like, that's a baby over there. Okay, we gotta protect
My baby over there.
And I really like that. Plus the introduction of Daphne, it's a little something I thought was interesting. But yeah, just having a cool music hangout, because for backstory reasons, Aster didn't really have a lot of choice of where he hung out and what activities he participated in. So also just kind of seeing the bigger world out there.
That's what I was curious about, was what you would choose, because Aster has truly the world is your oyster kind of excitement and stuff for it. And in this, I mean, Chip does too, obviously. There's just kind of different flavors of world is your oyster here. Two different seasoned oysters, if you will. So I was really curious to see where Aster would end up.
Plus, some of the music stuff comes from his the big inspiration for Aster, which I cannot say at this point because of big spoilers. But I just thought it was a nice homage. Once we finally get to that point, then some dots will get connected, and I think it's really cool.
And I made it a jazz bar also, and I was like, I'm never escaping these Cowboy Bebop allegations.
Run as fast as you want to, Rube. You're not.
Ooh, George.
George. He tipped. Oh, it's it's Link's cat, George.
Aw.
He said meow. Thank you, George.
Are there more pictures in the Discord?
George, please send more pictures.
What's going on?
Join our Discord if you want to see photos of a beautiful orange cat named George. UGT show. There's a link somewhere in all of everything to join our Discord. Natural plug. Yeah, I'll never escape Cowboy Bebop.
No.
No matter what I do.
No.
After the stream, if we had done, or on our 10-minute break, we had done the scene together with Valia. And Gary goes, that was the most Cowboy Bebop thing, and I loved it. And I was really trying to not do Cowboy Bebop. It's just, there's no escape for me.
Dude, I imagine
I was doing a different anime.
Spike wistfully talking while in the Botanical Gardens, an explosion happening. I fully imagined as Valia walking away, the scene cuts almost like a reverse L edit, where you just hear the sound of her walking down the halls echoing into the next scene. And just like, there goes Corey again.
I want to hear more about Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy.
Why don't you pull out the notebook and give us some more details on
A
Jeremy?
new central character.
Who also starts with a J
you've
name.
crafted around Jeremy.
Yeah, what kind of upgrades
Jeremy-
is
Paint
Jerry
us a
getting?
picture.
Jeremy is a man.
That's it.
Let's see.
That's it. Let's see what.
Jeremy has my
I don't know.
contact
Jeremy,
info.
he's
How
clearly
many
got.
certifications in improv?
You
know
were
that you
fine.
cannot give us
Fine.
more.
We'll build a character
okay,
now.
Yeah, that's what I want.
All right, Jeremy is in a seedy part of town, clearly getting something done, and he's got enough bits in him where he can have a box taken out of him and not super notice. So clearly he's got some sort of problem, either vis-a-vis emotionally, where he's filling his body with things he can't get that he desires, or has some sort of problem physically where he feels the need to complete himself by adding on and losing other parts.
Oh, don't we all?
Yeah, we all feel like we have a hole inside us. sometimes.
Sometimes we all
Try to
feel like a box has left our
This
hearts.
is love life.
It's not great. He has a girlfriend, but it's on the rocks. They're both battling addiction, so it's really like,
Oh,
how are they
both
gonna
of them.
both of them?
Oh my gosh.
He's addicted to modifying his body. She's addicted to her job. How are you gonna? What are you gonna do in that scenario? You know. You
Well,
can't get
somebody's
mad
gotta
at her. You
make
can't get
money.
mad at her for that job because it's like it's paying the bills, but it's like
It's paying for the mods.
it's paying for the mods that he desperately needs, but they both know they can't have it. Like it's like they both know it's an unhealthy amount that they're working through.
So you can give us this, but we can't have one monkey in this.
His girlfriend's a monkey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Guys, I got it.
This changes everything.
Makes him look even worse now.
Wait,
He's
was
dating a monkey.
his girlfriend one of the monkeys we killed?
Yes, the gorilla one.
What do you have against Jeremy dating a monkey?
He's a human man. I said he's just a dude.
This is Starfinder. We
Doesn't
know
make it
an
cool.
otter.
Yes.
She could have a
Yes.
loving relationship in Starfinder.
She could do
Just
better than
because-
Jeremy.
I
though.
don't know how it works.
Because you're
With
both
the-
sentient doesn't mean that you're going to be attracted to each other, okay? These are different species that are clearly not made to intermingle like that. This is not like me trying to, like, set analogies or anything
Does
disgusting like that.
In Starfinder?
What?
You have like half dwarves, half elves.
Yeah, you have mules.
Yes.
You
You know.
that wasn't the backup
Oh,
I was
okay.
anticipating.
You can't have a half human and a half jellyfish. That's just gonna be an abomination. Okay, that thing's gonna come out the womb begging to die.
Mules work very hard. When a donkey and a horse love each other.
I've never heard the word Vanaran Arcadis. I know it's a space monkey. That's all I need. Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
To be fair, I didn't know that word either. There's a lot of words in Starfinder and they don't make sense. I don't. They're not called otters.
I don't know what
Sue
the
is
otter
not,
thing is.
Susie's not an otter.
She's a space otter.
She's something
You
else.
know what I'm talking about, and that's enough.
There's Jeremy. That's Jeremy's whole life. That's everything you need
Are
to
his
know,
parents
and you'll
still in the
never
picture?
see him again.
No,
he left the
don't
building.
say that.
We'll see him at group therapy.
We'll find
He'll
him.
be in group therapy.
We'll find him. Ask us what we're doing in the next
I gave him my
episode.
contact information canonically.
You place a tracking device on him.
Jeremy's gonna be at the ball
Yeah, Jeremy would
with
definitely.
his monkey girlfriend.
At that point, they'll fix their issues.
Dance is
He'll
the
be
only
back
time
to
they
being
feel-
mostly human.
Oh my gosh! Through the power of dance.
This is always my problem when I homebrew as well, is that I will just default make everyone a human. And I'm like, that's not very sci-fi fantasy. That's just my world I live in. So I have to go back and retroactively change everyone to a different race so that there's something that's like more fun and unique.
Speaking
Just roll a die for each character. Just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yes, you're a bear.
Yeah, that's it. The only
You.
one that the bear and Pollyanna being a Vesk are the two that I was like set in stone. These are not that.
You didn't choose Ghibli? Or no, not Ghibli.
Ghibli?
Studio
Ghibli?
No.
I love the boy in the heron. I haven't seen it yet, but I know I'm
what's the name
gonna.
of the Gribbly.
Gripply.
Yes, Gribbly.
Gribbly.
Oh
Please believe it.
no, because what I'll do is peek behind the screen on my amazing
don't
ways
have
of making this stuff. Is I will
Just for us.
go to the TV tropes page, Starfinder races, and just scroll through. And if I see a name, I was like, that sounds interesting. I'll click it, see the image, and go, don't want that, and then keep going. So I saw Gripply, and I was like, and I clicked him, and his photo was of a big toad, and I was like, I didn't think that toads could be Gripplies. I guess that's true. So I made him a toad. And then the other guy, I was like, I kind of want him. I wanted it to be stout, short, fat guy, and tall, skinny guy.
You,
and
me,
so I
and
looked
Riley.
for a tall, skinny guy. So that's what I looked for. And that's how I found whatever that his race was.
You gotta roll a D100 and then flip through the alien archive.
That's whatever page it lands on, and I point my finger at randomly.
Speaking of
My
descriptions,
proudest.
Riley did ask, did we get a description of Daphne?
Yeah.
And no, we didn't. So next time we'll have to do that.
did I
Also,
not? Oops.
I guess we'll have to come up with a description, eh? Because we definitely didn't do that, I think.
Yeah, I guess not. Well, I'll say it now, but we can say it again when we see her. I imagined her as 5'11" human woman. She's human for sure.
5'11".
5'11" human woman, brown hair. She's got skin tight black dress on. Smokes cigarette, but it's in like the long holder thing with the cigarette at the end of it. Heels, and her hair is always done up very tight and nice, and has very nice makeup on. So there you go. That's a description of Daphne. That's what she looks like. What are you guys giggling at? I can't even see the screen that you're giggling
You
at.
said Gripplies, and I very quietly said Gripplies, believe it or not. And then, so he looked at me, and I was like, just forget about it. And then Riley
And then
noticed
Riley
it, so it didn't go away.
We're just having a little private joke section right now.
with Riley.
Just one little joke.
That's Daphne. Man, I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I was thinking like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very Rita
A
Hayworth.
little more modern, I'd say, than like a 1920s style. Like a little, like imagine she had more neon on, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
It's her. It's
Now
like a-
it's sci-fi.
Put something on trimming, and then that was the future.
Sci-fi noir.
The dress looks black when it's not in light, but then when all like the spotlights turn on, it could be like iridescent.
Yeah. Oh
That'd
yeah.
be
yeah,
sick
yeah.
as heck.
I don't think I ever turned in a description for Pepper. I think I just told you that I wanted her to be cool and hot, if you could.
Yep. I think I did.
Cool hot pirate.
I wanted her to be way cooler than me. That's all I really cared about.
Let me see. Here's my description of her: human woman, short brown hair.
Wow.
End of list.
She is spectacular.
She's got tattoos too. That's canon. I just didn't write it down.
I definitely
She's
always
got
Swords
tattoos?
on her back.
Yeah,
Gosh,
and the
she's
art
so
that
cool.
Riley did with the Barbie
Oh,
meme.
that's right. I
That's
forgot.
yeah.
I feel like that's shattered a lot because I was definitely picturing Pepper as a redhead.
Okay, did I say she's a redhead in the episode? You're
I don't
the
know. I
third
feel like
person to say that.
Pirate just
I-
says red.
Yeah, I feel like pirate and the name Pepper
Yeah.
That's
both
fair.
give redhead.
Okay. We could also go back and look, but now I'm scared to face that reality. So, no,
Somebody
I'm
go
not
back
gonna.
and figure out what color her hair is. Do some research.
That's always my. I always forget to give more description to people than I should. So I'll try to work on that one a little more.
Yeah, we need a little picture of
might
them
have
side by
Ramona.
side because you, Chip, and the giant camera-headed robot dancing with a red-headed, brown-headed
No.
pirate with
It's brown,
swords.
but it's sci-fi. So when you shine light on it, it's
Well, you
it's
could-
red
you
like
could
that
pull
dress.
Like Ramona Flowers. It'll be a different color for this season.
Oh yeah, and a different haircut too.
Yes.
Yeah, you got a ball
I'm going to the ball. Yes.
I'm excited for that.
Please tell me we're ending the season with like a school dance esque. Everyone's going to the ball.
It will probably be around the end of the season. The ball is, so
my
we're building to
gosh.
it. I love.
Take Widget to the ball.
Yeah.
I love.
We
the
always
scene.
go stag together.
Yes. Get matching tuxes.
Yeah.
I love the scene where you text Pepper and you're just like, "Do you maybe want to dance?"
Yes. Dot dot dot.
And also the implication that you call her 7 times until she just answers is very funny.
Riley checked. She said you didn't mention the hair, but you said orange pants. So maybe
Interesting.
There you
Pants,
go.
hair, same thing.
Yeah, pants,
we
hair.
don't know what she looks like. We
It's like
do know she
Bayonetta
has
where her
orange
pants are her hair.
I mean, speaking of that, was a big change for Valia. Was I decided to go with?
yeah.
Oh my
like
gosh.
Right, yeah.
bright
la-
cyan hair.
So good.
It looks so because last season it was like a button up that you had. So it was a
Yeah.
huge jump.
I mean, I had originally basically just been like all black, everything, black hair.
Yeah.
You know, just wearing all black, and kind of decided for some more flavor, a little bit more kind of cyberpunky. And also, I went back through the K-All description, and I was like, they sometimes have really brightly colored hair, and I was like, perfect. I
Yeah.
can explain that away now.
Marcus always just shoots up. Like, he shows up everybody in costume. This man puts 110% into all of his costumes.
I'm trying to put in the effort, you know.
It's good.
100%.
It's
my
working.
little bit of artistic outlet.
I don't know if it ever really got highlighted on stream, but there was a moment in Strange Aeons where it was like you were just starting to transform into a ghoul. And I had tried to do lay on hands on you, and then AJ described that it like burnt and it like left a mark. And during the break, Marcus made a perfect tiny handprint that looked like it was like ashes.
Oh my God, dude.
Like not even just like a hand, like it was small enough to have been a little gnome hand. I don't
really
know
good.
if it ever got credit on this. I don't know if
think
anybody
so.
noticed it.
Yeah, I'm not
It
sure if
was
anybody really
so
noticed.
good.
It might have been a weird spot, but I tried to just kind of have my arm like on
It
camera a
looked
little bit. and, like,
perfect. It was
there.
so good.
That was really good. Yeah, you do great with the makeup and everything. You have a whole makeup kit now. You've got like a
Yeah.
box with makeup in it.
Big old box. I kind of overshot it when I started with Marius. I got a lot because I didn't necessarily know what I needed. So I just bought everything I thought I might need. And
Now you got everything at the ready though.
yeah, I'm fully prepared. I can do any color. The full like rainbow palettes.
See, my costume, the most I did for a costume was jumbled. And even then, at that point, I was like, I'm never wearing a collared shirt again. It's like, this is too much for me. But you're doing a full face of makeup every time beforehand. It's just very funny. Yeah, Jumbles, I think, was the most costume effort I really put in with the vest and the hat and everything.
Yeah, but you ditched the hat pretty quickly.
It hurt my head a lot. It was very tight on my big head. So, and I made a canon reason why.
Yes.
So it's fine.
Oh man.
Ooh, good stuff.
Good stuff.
Secrets is back.
Secrets is back.
We are so back.
We were gone, but we're so back.
We heard what you put on your Christmas list.
How do you guys feel about the combat? Just out of curiosity for Secret, not like not like a specific combat that we've done, just like the combat in general. How do you feel about it? Like the action economy and everything like that. 'Cause
I like it. I always get confused because we're also doing Strange Aeons at the same time. I forget that it's not 3 actions, which it is, but it's more of a there's
it's
specific
set actions rather than
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I do find myself occasionally missing that three action system, but I do really like the amount of variations to attacks you can do, especially with like the combat maneuvers. There's a lot more kind of flavor with the things you can do.
Yeah.
Even though you could probably just do the same in Pathfinder narratively, but I think it's fun kind of actually having a specific list of
Things to do.
functions you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
giving you covering fire was nice.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's way more allying each other in this stuff, which can be fun.
Yeah, and even if you know you can't really do much damage, you can still provide like functional benefits.
Yeah, because there's also no, for the classes at least, there's no straight healer class. Like a cleric tends to be more of a healing class. There's none of that in this. This is way more like you're all helping each other out in everything you can do.
Well, because damage also just works totally different with the stamina versus
Yeah,
hit point system.
which is going away for second edition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's just the Pathfinder combat with tweaks
Yeah.
in it. So, which I think is supposed to come out this year sometime.
I think playtests start.
Are we
this
gonna
year.
switch to
Yeah.
it, or are we gonna keep?
Will if it fully comes out this year, we'll probably switch to it. I have. It wouldn't be this season. I have, or it probably wouldn't be
I
this
just
season.
wouldn't jump like mid-season.
Yeah, I have an idea for how it will there will be a narrative reason for why it switches back, or it switches to second edition, quote unquote switches back because of the second gap.
Yeah.
But
There'll be a third gap.
third gap, baby.
Just keep shuffling them out. Yeah.
So there will be a narrative reason for why it switches to this, because I think with it there's coming a lot more retooling of the classes too. Like we saw the soldier when that test came out a while ago. Soldier class got reworked a ton, where it is now way more than just like big hit guy. It is like
It's
Wasn't
not just
Riley's
Starfinder
class-
fighter.
yeah.
Was it Riley's class that got a ton of stuff? Was it Envoy?
the envoy.
Is that what?
Yeah, but that was
Right.
for the enhanced version. So
Oh,
enhanced,
yes.
it's Envoy. That's her class, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Envoy and Solarian did get a lot of changes, but Solarian, not in Gary's build, got a lot of changes.
Well, it's like I wouldn't even say change. It's more just like supplemental things that add onto the class versus like an entire rework. Like I know for Solarian they wanted a bigger focus on charisma, because Solarian is kind of like Paladin, where it's like, all right, charisma's your main stat, but it's also good to have strength. But at the same
Yeah.
time, it's also good to have Constitution. So it's very mad in terms of needing lots of different high stats if possible. So they were kind of just like, here's some new additive features you can play with. Like, I think the big classes that got changed were all the ones we don't play on stream.
yeah,
Yeah.
which Warper got the most changed. I'm pulling up the enhanced version right now so I can take a look at it.
Which
Let's talk about-
I always like more features. That's a big thing I like about Starfinder and Pathfinder.
You
Oh,
have way more
I didn't know you had the
options.
physical
Yeah.
book. That's awesome. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, you should.
I even shared
I'm
the
prepared.
PDF with you guys. You went overboard. Yeah. Well, the other thing was also every class in here got something else too. Like mechanic got. I have the page right here. Mechanic got new types that you can have, and
Like types of mechanic or types of drones?
you have mechanical tricks that you can do. You've got. Let me see. This is evolutionist, or like not subclass, whatever it's called, themes. I think it is. But like, there's like a whole section here where it's just new things you can do as a mechanic.
Did Biohacker get any?
Biohacker got a whole new.
Yeah, I think Biohacker was one of the big ones.
But yes, but they got. It was like a new subclass thing that they got. Let me see.
Like a new field of study?
Field of study. That's the word. Yes. Here it is.
I study
You got-
anesthesiology.
You got
Just slowly.
hypermycology. You got hypermycology for the new field of study, which is study of fungi, especially
Whoa.
pushing such organisms to wild limits. So it's like you kind of can make a bunch of little mushroom guys.
Oh, that's cute.
There's at 4th level you get something called explosive danger. As a move action, you can detonate the toxic spores of a mushroom cluster that you have created. The explosion deals 2d6 fire damage to each creature within 10 feet of the cluster's range. So you can just make little mushroom bombs and just let them grow and
That's
explode.
super cute.
Yep.
Here's Princess Peach.
Yeah,
You
dude.
can be crazy Princess Peach. Here, let me find the Solarian. Technomancer got a bunch of big change too.
Like Solarian, I know I haven't used it yet just because we have only played one session.
Yes.
But there's because attunement points are the big thing. You need to have attunement points in order to use your Solarian abilities. So the big thing is really there's an ability where you just literally charge up.
Yeah.
Like you're a Super Saiyan, and I'm very excited for it.
Yes.
So you can basically make a check, and if you get it, you earn 2 Solarian points in a single round versus the typical 1. Another ability is once you use one of your really big moves, like for me, the only really big move I have right now is Supernova, which is just me, but I'm a fireball. POV, you're a fireball. After you use an ability like that, you get like a special benefit. Unfortunately, the special benefit overlaps with, because I'm not playing a normal Solarian, I'm playing a Broken Cycle, which means I just focus on the photon side of things. I can't use any graviton stuff. So the using one of your big moves, the benefit you would get doesn't give me the benefit because I kind of already get that benefit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of this changes came with you doing photon, graviton in mind, like switching back and forth.
Yeah.
But I mean, they did make new abilities that you can do in general.
Yeah, they did do that too as well. I haven't looked through a ton of them just because I forget when the next time I get to choose more abilities are.
Well, let's see.
Once I get my
We're 6th level
secondary
now.
and
At 8th level is when you
fields
get
of
new.
study, then I'll
Your
review
minor.
Oh, you get a minor.
Huh?
You get
Yeah.
a study minor.
I get primary, secondary, and tertiary fields of study.
At
Postdoc.
8th levels when you get new revelations. So 2 levels, you can get one called the Metastar Conduit. When you use a Photon Zenith Revelation, you can either fuel or burn away one spell that is affecting either one of the Revelation's targets, or that has a Revelation's area effect. So you can get rid of magic that doesn't exist in this world.
I know at level 9, I get the big moves, as I call them. They're called Zenith Revelations.
Yes.
At level 9, you normally get 1 more, but because I'm Broken Cycle, I get 2 more. So I get 2 more really big moves I can do once I get all 3 attunement points being fully attuned. So I'm very excited because there's some very cool stuff that I could do.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I feel like Solarian in our context it's classified as supernatural abilities, but I feel like it's kind of the closest. Like Astra's kind of this, almost like this remnant of magic in the world, which brings back to the Star Wars comparison, which I really love. So
Well, we got you doing some weird, spooky things, and we got confirmed 100% magic within Chip.
Yes.
and I haven't noticed, Astra hasn't noticed it at all.
Yeah.
All those mysticism checks.
God.
Have you passed a mysticism check?
I didn't pass a single check in. No, I guess we did combat. To be fair, I think I passed 1 mysticism check, and that was, I think, maybe at the
1?
finale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was since your sister's energy.
Yeah, and that
adventure.
was a beautiful scene. So
Yeah.
it really worked out in its favor, which I think because of the rarity of me passing a mysticism check, it just added to how special it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a canon reason why you never noticed Chip then.
I'm just oblivious.
It's your blind spot. You're saying it's a robot.
That mysticism check you did at the end of your thing was not a hard one. I made it pretty easy.
we were talking about it before this stream. I'm so used to hoarding hero points. 'Cause I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
But what if I die? And I'm like, no, I just need to use them. I got to be more flex.
Yeah, that's always the part with hero points is you're like, what if there's a better moment? But which is why I like the Pathfinder ones. They give you either it's
Little
like
thingies.
a
Yeah.
little thing at the end. I have them here. These things. I'm not gonna look at it in case I ever play the game.
We love those.
Those are cool. And you guys, there will be something else with hero points this season. Probably soon, honestly. But
Best time was 20 years ago. Best time to use a hero point is 20 years ago. Second best time is now.
I basically spend one anytime I roll 5 or lower. But I could move that number up. I think Derp spends them like 10 or
Yeah.
lower.
oh yeah, he uses them like there's no tomorrow. The other thing we haven't talked about yet is you guys will all get a free archetype for this season. which do you guys want to talk about if you've looked at any of them? I know a couple of you guys have messaged me saying that you have one in mind.
Yeah.
But have you guys looked at any of them? Seen any interesting ones?
I have looked them over, and honestly, I'm not sure if I'm going to take one. I didn't see any that really stuck out to me. There's Assassin, which is almost so in line that I'm like, that seems boring. I wanted to kind of take one that would be like something different.
Yeah.
But I didn't see anything that really stuck out, like character-wise, which has kind of put me in a weird position now where I'm just like, I mean, I might take Assassin just to use that opportunity.
Yeah.
But it's I didn't really see any that really popped out otherwise.
The video gamer one didn't.
You don't want to be a
Like-
gamer, dude?
You don't want to be a canonical gamer.
Valia becomes a streamer. She's amazing at Call of Duty.
Oh my god.
No, I imagine it's her in real life. Like, watch me get this shot.
360 no scope IRL.
Pop the shield. Pop the shield. She's reloading.
Piloting the ship and
reload.
just puts on a big screen in front of the window. It's just like, I'm going to focus on this now.
That's amazing.
Thank you, chat, for repairing my engine.
Yeah, trying to find an archetype that kind of fits a blend of what would be really cool or in line with the character, and also kind of optimization, you know, because you want something that's really cool or special, but at the same time, it's like you want it to also be useful, because that'd be nice. There are a lot that I think it's just like they'd be kind of out of left field, which, you know, could always add a new element to a character, which can be really interesting.
Like
But
video
then-
gamer.
Exactly, dude. What if we all chose gamer?
We stopped being lorries.
we're an esports team.
Become an esports team. That's something you could do in Starfinder. That's so great.
Sorry, Corey, we don't want to play your story anymore.
We want to win in League
We're
of
opting
Legends.
out.
we take gamer and we kind of leverage it into becoming professional gamblers.
The gaming commission.
The gambling seeds have already been sown. We're just letting them bloom.
But there is one I have in mind that I've obviously told you about. And I think it's in line with Solarian, and I have a lot of Solarian stuff going on, obviously, but it's just so cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like it makes me so many cool opportunities for not only the story, but for Aster as a character as well. So I'm probably going to go with that one, which I won't say because spoilers.
I'll say one that I thought was funny, and I almost picked, but I'm not going to pick. And
Speaking of
yeah.
optimization,
And it was a safety advocate. You're pretty much an OSHA like inspector, and you can like warn your parties of like how faulty like traps or like bad scaffolding. You can just like give them circumstance bonuses. For,
I
like,
saw that one. I
dexterity
thought it was
checks.
gonna be perfect for
That
you.
one's really good.
We're like, oh, watch out! That
be an
bridge is
OSHA
not looking
man.
up to
That
code.
that one was on my list for a minute.
you walk into a room and go, no clearly marked fire exits here.
Fire marshal would be really peeved.
And then you can shoot someone better because
Yeah.
of that. You know exactly where to start the fires then.
Yeah.
You know precisely how to do it.
You're constantly screaming at me because I should be wearing high visibility clothing for safety. No, that's the opposite of what I need.
That's the healer equivalent of the meme of I'm a healer, but as you're loading the gun.
You can certify things too, like you have a stamp that you can carry around to prove any paperwork.
Just the professional engineer's stamp that you're just like, all right.
I said now I really want to see Valia kind of like looking like sad, like frustrated but being forced to wear a hard hat.
Yeah.
Trying to blend in with a reflective tape on top of an orange helmet.
Would help
Oh, go ahead.
It would help in our current job now too. We just come here with high vis vests and notebooks, and we're all like, "Oh, sorry, we got to do. We're contracted."
That would have been a very solid in. Or the monkeys don't even know what that means. They're just like, if you have enough confidence, they'll be
Yeah.
like, okay.
One was carrying a ladder.
Yeah.
That's what's the line. Or it's, if two guys with confidence in a ladder can get into any room.
Colby, maybe. Might just make a whole character around it, but no.
if Gizmo dies.
If Gizmo dies,
Gizmo's- yeah.
it's the OSHA inspector.
Do you have archetypes you're looking for?
I don't know. I did look at Safety Advocate for a minute because it did fall pretty in line with Chip's personality. But I just don't know yet. There's a lot of options. I was kind of trying to find something that's different enough but doesn't like throw everything off.
Or you could throw everything off and become a safety inspector.
We all
The ship is not up to code. We can't fly. We can't go on this mission.
You're the one keeping it up to code. You're yelling at everyone that it's not up to code.
I made the modifications.
What was I thinking?
I just read this book and it's changed my whole life.
Inside of me, there are 2 wolves.
Safety and danger.
There were some really weird archetypes that literally come out of left field, like Major League Coach.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, you can just do the plot of Moneyball.
I coach disc ball
Well,
at
yeah,
the local
the
middle school.
Disc ring.
Disc ring.
The disc ring.
Great.
There's no crying in Disc Ring. A team of Joros.
Oh, a churro crying is a sad thought.
Imagine one of them starts crying and then they all start crying.
Don't cry. I'm
Well,
gonna
if one
cry.
Joro
If you
sees
cry,
another Joro cry. Yeah.
if you cry, I'm gonna cry. If you cry, I'm gonna
They just cry for 10 years straight.
It's a country morning.
Oh, yeah. The archetypes are. There's a counselor one. You can be a therapist. So you could just walk up to an enemy and be like, "How's your dad?" Just ruin them.
Chip can become the group therapy counselor, and then we do a
Oh, I
group.
thought about
Just go up to the boss. It's not your fault.
Here's an injection.
You have to
Studies
let
show
them
this
go.
to be comforting. So I can.
Take this lithium.
I'm just rubbing their back and just inject.
Just put pure morphine right into them.
It's like,
If he did group therapy, then that would have.
then that would have made. Yeah. No,
Okay, how would
I've
you?
been certified.
How would you guys react if you were in a group therapy and then a robot with a camera for a head walked in? Would you leave or would you be like, I'll try still? Like, what's
But
the
what
line?
if I'm playing like a comforting, like ocean waves coming in on my screen?
If I'm in group,
image.
if I'm
the
in
cat
group therapy,
TV that we watch at my house, that's on the screen.
Like us in real life or us as
in real life,
characters?
if you guys, if I was there,
A full robot.
if I was
Yes.
sitting in group therapy, a full robot walks in with a camera for a head and playing soothing ocean noises on his TV chest. I think that's where I would be like, I can't.
Yeah, it's gone a little too far.
If there wasn't the soothing ocean trying to pass it off like it's okay, then I would be like, maybe.
I would 100% think that it was like one of those like reality prank shows on TV.
Oh yeah.
Ashton Kutcher is around any corner.
Yeah,
I don't know where he is.
Okay, this is clearly a joke. I don't know what's going on, but
What about you? How would you stay in group therapy?
I think I'd see. I'd probably share a little less, but I would stay and see how far it goes.
Okay.
It's kind of like telehealth on your phone sometimes. You know, when you.
If you really think about it.
How many robots would have to walk
Would
in
it take?
before you leave?
I think when they introduce a second robot, I'd be like, all right, now
Now it's a
now it's
little
more about the robot.
This is getting silly. I don't like this.
They're gonna form a union or something.
There's a robot
You
union.
can't have that.
Big union busters here. Well, I think we're good here. Unless anyone else has anything else they want to throw out our way.
Anything more about season 2 that you want to throw out there, comment on? I mean, it's we all know that you've been working really hard on it. So
Who's most likely to die in season 2?
Oh, okay.
Most likely to die is season 2.
let's see. Roll the dice. Oh, no,
Is
no.
it Jeremy? Is Jeremy
Oh
in
my
danger?
God.
Jeremy's
doing?
dead man walking.
He's on a clock. He's a timer.
Currently, I can say the two most likely to die would be Clem and Aster.
Oh.
Yeah, dude.
We're safe.
We did it.
You guys can cruise this season, okay? Those would be my picks for most likely to die.
So if anybody's taking bets, now you know the odds.
No,
Yes.
no.
Riley just said 5 question marks in chat.
You got a
I
superlative.
know, some context context for Gary, AJ told us for Strange Aeon season 2,
Yeah,
who
he's
was
like-
most likely to die.
Oh,
Watch
okay.
out for
that was like
Colby.
hanging over for
What,
ages.
what was the answer?
It was like Colby,
And then he said it was you, but then later he told me that was a lie and it was me, but he didn't want to tell me.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
And we survived.
for now.
For now.
For
Things are still
now.
scary for you guys.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's it. We'll end it on that note. That 2 of you could die.
You mean me having a panic attack in the
Yeah.
first episode? Yeah. I shouldn't be
That's
surprised.
the light note.
It's just a heart attack happens later.
That's the ground floor I'm setting for you. So,
It can only go up from here, right, guys? Guys?
well, with that, thank you guys for joining us for the impromptu kind of chill stream that we had. If you liked us, you can catch us in a couple days, actually, on Wednesday, where we will be playing episode 2 of Secrets Between the Stars. We had a pretty good cliffhanger with someone popping back up who wasn't expected.
Jeremy.
Jeremy. Jeremy's back and he's pissed.
Where's my box?
Jeremy's the safety inspector. You can catch us there. Saturdays, you can catch these 3 of Sully, Kevin, and Marcus on Strange Aeons, where they play Pathfinder 2nd Edition. It's a conversion of the Pathfinder 1st Edition of the actual play series. That's Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Sundays at this time normally you can watch Abomination Vaults, another Pathfinder show where Nick is hosting this, and Arcadis and Derp and Jen and Bryn and Bobby are all going through a big spooky lighthouse that is full of monsters that actively want to kill them pretty badly. So if you follow us on social media as well, at UGT Show on everything, we have a Patreon where you can join for $5 a month. You get access to our post show that we do every show, where we just kind of do this for the most part for like 15-20 minutes. And yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us. We will see you Wednesday. Have a good night.
Wow.
Bye.